This story begins with a familiar moment, that sudden realization that a choice you were so sure about wasn't as smart as it felt. It's a true human story, replayed quietly in markets, workplaces, and daily life. The winner's curse invites us to explore why our minds, though confident and capable, often walk directly into predictable traps. The book is written by Richard Thaler, a pioneer of behavioral economics and co-author of the influential Nudge. If Nudge showed how small structural changes shape decisions, this book digs deeper into the unconscious forces that distort our judgment long before we even make a choice. Thaler opens a doorway into how the human mind genuinely works. At the center of the book is a powerful idea. When we don't know an item's true value, the person who wins often pays too much. But this isn't just about auctions. It's a metaphor for life. We overpay emotionally, financially, and mentally because our internal compass is tilted. Thaler shows these mistakes are not random. They follow patterns. One of the strongest patterns is overconfidence. We consistently believe we understand situations better than we do. Think about trusting your instinct on a used car price, only to spend more on repairs than you saved on the deal. You didn't win. You simply overestimated your certainty. Confidence feels safe, but it can quietly deceive. Thaler points out how this bias shows up everywhere, assuming tasks take less time than they will, believing we multitask perfectly, or being sure we read someone else's intentions. The book teaches a calming habit: add a buffer, add time, add caution, add questions. Humans naturally underestimate complexity, and planning helps us breathe. Another major force shaping our decisions is mental accounting. We don't treat money equally, we give it emotions. We protect rent money, but spend impulsively on a discounted item because it feels like a victory. Thaler reveals how financial strength begins with understanding that every dollar, no matter the category, is still just a dollar. For many, this shows up when they hesitate to use savings for emergencies, but take high-interest loans without thinking. The emotional division makes no logical sense, but it feels real. Thaler suggests treating all funds with equal respect. When you stop assigning emotions to money, your decisions become more stable and peaceful. Loss aversion is another powerful force. We fear losing more than we value gaining. This is why people stay in failing jobs, draining friendships, or stagnant business ideas. Letting go feels heavier than holding on. Thaler offers a simple tool. Ask, if I didn't already have this, would I choose it today? This question exposes clarity gently. Now a short message from Atomic Books. If you're enjoying this friendly breakdown and love learning ideas that upgrade your daily life, consider subscribing. Your support helps us bring more eye-opening book insights straight to your screen. And now, let's continue exploring the mind. Fairness is another human instinct that shapes our decisions. We care deeply about fairness, even when it costs us. People reject deals because they feel the other side benefits too much, even if the deal helps them. Thaler explains how our sense of fairness is noble, but sometimes stands in the way of opportunity. Imagine someone offers a great smartphone at a surprisingly low price. Many walk away thinking, too cheap, something must be wrong. The deal was good, but fairness instincts felt suspicious. The book reveals that our gut sometimes mislabels opportunity as danger, and awareness frees us from unnecessary hesitation. Here's a moment to reflect. What was the biggest decision you realized you misjudged? And what lesson did it leave you with? Drop it in the comments, and while you're there, tap the like button so more people can learn about the hidden forces behind their choices. Your story might help someone else. Thaler also explores the endowment effect, the idea that we value things more simply because they are ours. A seller believes their old sofa is worth far more than any buyer thinks. Neither side is foolish, they're just biased differently. Knowing this helps us negotiate without emotional inflation. To apply this, Thaler encourages practicing emotional distance. Look at your belongings, projects, or ideas as if they belong to someone else. Evaluating them from the outside reduces ego's influence and leads to clearer choices. It feels strange at first, but becomes freeing once you try it honestly. Another theme is the internal battle between our present self and future self. The present self seeks comfort and pleasure now, while the future self wants stability and long-term well-being. Thaler explains how designing our environment, not willpower, is the key to protecting the future self from the impulses of the present. This can be as simple as deleting shopping apps at night, preparing meals earlier, or automating savings. These steps are not restrictions, they're compassion for your future self. When your environment supports you, self-control stops being a struggle and becomes a quiet advantage. The book also discusses how too many options exhaust our brains. With endless choices, we become more impulsive, not more rational. Thaler recommends simplifying decisions by reducing the number of options you consider. Fewer choices sharpen the mind and improve outcomes. In real life, this might mean choosing a small set of companies to apply to instead of scanning hundreds of listings, or deciding on 2 meal plans instead of 10. Reducing choice doesn't limit you, it focuses you. It keeps your mental energy intact so you can make decisions with clarity. A major insight from the book is that humans aren't broken, we're predictable, and predictable patterns can be changed. Once you learn to recognize your biases, you begin seeing them in the way you shop, argue, plan, and dream. Awareness becomes an invisible strength guiding every step. The goal is not perfection, the goal is observation. When you know you tend to overestimate, you naturally pause. When you know you fear losses too much, you learn to take small steps into risk. When you know you categorize money emotionally, you slowly rewrite your habits. Change begins with noticing. Thaler suggests creating simple decision checkpoints. Before major choices, pause and ask, what bias might be influencing me? What information am I missing? What would I tell a friend in my situation? These micro-pauses reduce regret and make decisions feel lighter and wiser. Another practical lesson is to use assisted choice. Tools, reminders, accountability partners, or automated systems help guide us. Humans are social beings, and structure supports our best intentions. Whether it's budgeting apps or a friend reminding you of your goals, systems make good decisions easier. By the end of the book, a realization settles gently. Decision-making is not magic, it's a learnable skill. Each chapter offers a mirror, revealing how the world influences us and how we influence ourselves. Once you see the patterns, they quietly guide your future choices. Ultimately, the winner's curse isn't a warning, it's an invitation. Thaler doesn't shame human mistakes, he explains them with humor and empathy. The book teaches that being human means being biased, but also capable of growth. With awareness and small habits, anyone can think more clearly. Before we close, here's your final reminder. If you'd love more friendly and cinematic reviews like this, subscribe to Atomic Books. We bring you powerful ideas, simplified and delivered with care. Thank you for listening, and may your next decision be wiser than your last.